Hey guys, I'm Andy,
I'm Chris.
and it's the day after the Oscars. Last night, Oscars were good, so we're here to give our reactions to them. We're not going to be talking about the like documentaries and the shorts just for time, but overall, I was pretty satisfied with who won, and it was a good Oscar show. What did you think about it?
Yeah, there were surprisingly some twists and turns there at the end that we're going to get to later, but I enjoyed this ceremony. It was much better than last year.
Yeah, definitely. It was good to see Bohemian Rhapsody not winning so many Oscars,
Yeah.
and Eminem was surprising. That was funny. But we can just start off with a tech category. We can go through the text first, and then we'll work our way up. So first one, and this is actually one of the five categories that I got wrong, was film editing. And I predicted Parasite to win, but Ford versus Ferrari ended up winning, and I was really happy that it did.
I also predicted Parasite, and I was super hyped when Ford won because it deserved it. I mean, the racing scenes, like I said in the prediction video, I wanted Ford v Ferrari to win, and because the racing scenes were edited together so well.
Yeah, they were, and I just thought that movie flowed really good. So that was a definitely deserving win. So next up, we can go to costume design, which I'm sure both of us got right. Little win
hmm
on that. Great costumes. What more is there to say?
Yeah, the Academy loves period piece kind of costumes. I mean, Phantom Thread won, and the favorite one, I believe, right?
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's been a pretty good year for costumes these last 3 years. All those movies
Yeah.
are good costumes. You
And
can pick.
then hair and makeup went to Bombshell. We both predicted that. Neither of us saw Bombshell, but it was the overwhelming favorite. And anytime there's like makeup done to a lead character and it enhances the performance, it most likely is going to win, like Darkest Hour.
Yeah, Charlize looked really good, and so
hmm
John Lithgow. It was funny how he looked.
And
So
then another category that I was hyped for was production design. I predicted Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to win, and it ended up securing the win, and I was so hyped. Like, I jumped out of my chair.
yeah, this is another one that I actually got wrong. I predicted Parasite to win, but Once Upon a Time had a great production design. The ranch, the sets that they went to. They went to Playboy and all that stuff.
Basically shut down Hollywood,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that
those
production.
nighttime scenes. Yeah.
I'm glad that won 2 Oscars. I'm glad it didn't win the one that we'll talk about later. But
Yeah.
next up, we can talk about probably the biggest lock of the night was Roger Deakins for cinematography,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that he won. He's a badass.
Yeah, and we both predicted that. It was very obvious going into the Oscars that he was going to win, and rightfully so.
I'm not a big 1917 guy, but the cinematography is one of the best I've ever seen. So I'm glad he won.
Outstanding. Yeah, very good. I'm glad he won. And then another category that was interesting was visuals.
Uh,
Yeah, I predicted Avengers Endgame to win, and I thought it would, but it went to 1917. And I'm going to go off on a quick rant here. Dunkirk, which came out a few years ago, did not get a visual effects nomination, and it was more visually pleasing than 1917 in the way that the dogfight scenes were shot and the scenes on the water. There were more visual effects in that movie as opposed to 1917, which was more about the cinematography. And I can't really think of that many visual effects scenes in that movie.
yeah, I mean, even when they showed it on the screen, it was just like basic stuff that they were doing. I
It was
predicted.
like planes flying in the sky. Like, okay.
Yeah, I predicted The Irishman to win. I wanted that movie to win at least something, and it didn't. But this is probably the only category that kind of annoyed me last night because Endgame and The Irishman had such better visuals. So, but next up, we can go to the sounds, and this was split, which was a little surprising. 1917 won mixing, and Ford versus Ferrari won editing. And I was glad that Ford won, even though I didn't predict it to win that. I predicted 1917 for both.
Yeah, we both predicted 1917 for both, I believe, and I was excited that Ford v Ferrari snagged one of them, even though I wish it won both actually, because that movie is a technical achievement, just like 1917. But I would have loved to see Ford v Ferrari get recognized even more than it already did.
Yeah, and the sound in that movie, in both of those movies,
Mm,
were great. So next
yeah.
up, we can talk about the music ones. We'll go to
Mm.
song first, and that went to Elton John for Rocket Man. And it's always good to see him win an award. I love Elton John.
Yeah, I loved that too. Pretty straightforward that he won. I was happy. And then another great win was Joker winning score.
Yeah, I love that. That was my favorite score of last year. And I mean, she's really good. I can't really pronounce her name. Can you?
No, but I don't want to. Yeah, Hilder is her first name, I think, but
Yeah,
it was a chilling score.
she did really good. She gave a good speech. It seemed like everybody there respected her. And I mean,
Yeah,
she was surrounded by some good names like this spot and John Williams, and she won. So I
yeah,
mean, that's a chilling score right there. I can listen to it whenever.
definitely the best of last year, and I'm glad that it won.
We'll talk about a big one, which was international film. which went to Parasite. This was a lock, obviously,
Yeah,
and
one of the biggest locks of the night.
I'm glad it won. I mean, what is there more to say about that?
Yeah, plain and simple. Bong's first of the night, I guess, technically.
Yeah. Even though it went to
Well,
South Korea.
yeah, his second, I believe, but whatever. Animated feature went to Toy Story 4, and I predicted Klaus for some random reason. I don't know why. I was reading about it online, and I was like, maybe Klaus will win. It was stupid. Next year, I'm going for one of the Pixar movies. And moving forward, if there's a Pixar movie, I'm most likely picking it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good idea. I picked Toy Story 4 to win, and it was the best animated movie, only animated movie I saw last year. I'm glad it won. It would have been pretty stupid if it didn't. I thought. So I'm glad it did.
Very deserving, even though, yeah, I'm glad it won.
So do you want to do the screenplays? We can do adapted first.
Yeah. So adapted screenplay. I was wrong on both the screenplays, by the way. So adapted screenplay, I predicted Little Women to win, and Jojo Rabbit ended up winning. It was nice to see Taika Waititi get up on stage because I love him, especially as Korg. But I wish Little Women won still.
Yeah, I actually changed it to Jojo Rabbit at the last second in my little thing. So, but I'm glad that it won, and I would have voted for The Irishman, but I like seeing Taika Waititi go from Marvel and Star Wars to the Oscars. It's good, and I actually saw Jojo Rabbit the other day, and I thought it was really good. I thought it was definitely written really good. So that one was deserving for sure. And in original screenplay, this is a really the hard category to win, but I ended up winning. And I was really happy that this won. I mean, the writing in this movie is so good. There's so many twists and turns, and Tarantino was a close number 2 for me, but he's already won, so I'm glad that Bong got his chance to win.
Yeah, I predicted Tarantino to win this category for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I was kind of upset that he didn't, but all credit to Bong Joon-ho for crafting one of the most clever scripts I've ever seen, honestly. So it was definitely deserving.
Yeah, I'm happy with the screenplays. So next up, we can go to one of our favorite actors, one supporting actor. Started off the night really good. Brad Pitt. I'm of course he was a lock.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that the night got started like this because he's one of my favorite actors, and seeing him finally win an Oscar for acting was awesome. So supporting actress went to Laura Dern, another massive lock, and she was great in Marriage Story. I would have preferred to see Florence Pugh, maybe even Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, but she was great, and I'm not mad that she won.
Yeah, she had a really good speech. Actually, maybe even one of the best speeches of the night when she was talking. She just seemed like everybody liked her, and I would have after seeing Jojo Rabbit, I probably would have picked Scarlett Johansson. She just gave a great performance, and then even in that scene that they showed during the Oscars, when she put the stuff on her face and was acting like the dad, it was a powerful performance. So I'm glad that Laura Dern won though, and I like her. So it was good to see her finally win an Oscar.
And then the lead acting categories were massive locks as well. Renee Zellweger won for Best Lead Actress, and there's really not much else to say there. I wish Saoirse Ronan won, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
and
she was good. I thought that I wish that Saoirse Ronan won as well, but it was nice. She seemed nice.
Yeah, and then lead actor, it was Joaquin's to lose, and he did not lose. He won, and rightfully so. And he gave a very interesting speech, as we knew he would, but I'm glad he finally got his Oscar.
Yeah, of course. He's one of the best actors, and his performance in Joker was extremely good, and I liked what he did with Arthur and the Joker, and it stands really good next to Heath Ledger, I think. And I liked that little shout out that he gave to his brother in his speech to River. That was good.
Yeah, it was sad.
Probably the biggest shocker of the night. You got this right, and I got it wrong, and I'm really glad I got it wrong. I just thought that this was going to happen because he was steamrolling through the season, but Bong Joon-ho won Best Director, and I was hyped when this happened.
Yeah, I was so excited when it happened.
Yeah, Sam Mendes was my prediction, and I think a lot of people's too, but Bong Joon-ho ended up taking it. It seemed like the Academy really liked him, and I mean, his speech for Best Director was incredible. I thought that when he shouted out all the other directors and gave recognition to all of them was really good.
Yeah, Scorsese and Tarantino. I loved that he, pointed out that he used to study their films and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean that movie is really going to stand the test of time. And when it comes to the directing of that movie, if you really pay attention to it, he just does. He has so many little things throughout that movie that he does with the camera or that he does with the story that I just think that it really has a good sense of his work on it. So I liked it a lot.
Yep, and then the big one, Best Picture. I predicted that 1917 would win. I felt like it was a safe answer because I didn't really know, and Parasite won Best Picture in an upset, and I'm not upset by it because that's awesome. That was a great movie, and it was deserving.
Yeah, for sure. I actually predicted Parasite. I just had confidence in it. It was my favorite movie of last year, and this is actually the first time in a long time that my favorite movie won Best Picture. So I was really happy to see that happen. I thought that it definitely was the best movie of last year. Once Upon a Time, very close second though, but I'm just so glad that 1917 didn't win. I like the movie, but it's not the best picture of last year, and I think that as the years go on, Parasite will be watched again, and everybody will be like, yeah, this is really good. And it was the first foreign film to ever win Best Picture, so that was interesting.
We got to witness history, and that was awesome. So that's a wrap for our reaction to the 2020 Oscars. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like this video and comment your thoughts on the ceremony down below. What did you think some of the biggest upsets were, and what was your favorite win of the night? And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Even though the Oscars are over, we've got a lot more movie and TV related videos coming soon. So until next time, see you guys later.
See you guys.